Did you know that Canva has a brand new video editing tool inside its program? But how easy is it to use and how robust is it? What kind of features does it have? In today's video, we're going to evaluate using Canva to edit the YouTube videos that you make. So I've come on over to Canva. I created a brand new project and I chose video from the drop-down list. I went over to create a design, video, and it brought me to a new window right here. I have already uploaded the video that I want to use as a test. So I come on over to the upload section. If I go to videos, here it is. It was 1.5 minutes long. Now, the way that this works is that it puts your playhead and timeline down below, and every time I split it, it's going to make a new page. So just remember that each clip is now called a page. When I record, my personal methodology is I say the line, and if I flub it, I pause, I say it again. If I flub it, I pause, I say it again. So what I'm watching right here is which ones do I need to remove? The reason I did the 3 claps is because typically when you're editing a video, you can see the audio in the timeline. Here in Canva, we don't see that. So the clapping would not be necessary unless you just want a visual cue of this is where I'm going to start speaking.
This is my sample video. This is my sample video. We're going to see, I hated how that sounded. It sounded like a 14-year-old girl.
And I've watched this a couple of times already, so I know that that's where I want to split it. So I'm going to put my cursor right where I want this to be cut, and I right-click on my mouse, and I choose Split Page. Now I know that I can delete this one. If I hit the play button or if I hit the space bar on my keyboard, it does the same thing. So if I put it back here,
This is my sample video.
whoops, did I cut it too much?
This is my sample video that we. This is my sample video that we are going to edit in Canva. Can we do all of the editing in Canva without any sort of editing software? You be the judge. Let's find out.
Okay, that's right where I want to split it. I'm going to right-click, Split Page. Now, working with this little clip right here, can I zoom in and out? Let's see, where would be a good place to do that?
Any sort of editing software?
I'm going to right-click, split this, and if I double-click this, nothing happens. If I go to the 3 dots, I can add a page, duplicate, delete. Oh, I can add a transition. I don't really want a transition, but I did want to see if I could make it bigger. Alrighty, so I'm going to zoom out so I can see more of my canvas. And I don't want to do an extreme close-up. I just want a little bit more. Done. All right, so then I'm going to back up my playhead and play it so I can see how it looked.
Editing software? You be the judge. Let's find out.
That is exactly what I wanted. Okay, so now I'm going to figure out where I need to cut it for the next one. Okay, it's getting pretty close. Sometimes I will split it and delete it just so that I am working with less footage on the timeline. Like the more I can get rid of, the easier it is for me to fine tune it.
So here's my sample.
So it's a little bit too long of a pause before I open my mouth to start speaking. So I'm going to try just grabbing it and dragging it rather than splitting the clip.
So here's my.
Now, why did it go fuzzy like that?
Yeah. So here's my sample video.
That was not part of the video. It must have just been because I'm doing this in the cloud. I'm doing this on the Canva server. So it was blurry, but when I rewound it and I played it, it's not there. It's totally fine.
So am I able to I tighten it up so we don't have big long pauses? If so, and if I can do some lower thirds and a little bit of on-screen graphics, then I will call this a win.
All right, so that's where my next split will be.
My stomach just growled so loud. So there.
All right, so I'm going to back it up just a tiny bit, hopefully before I opened my mouth to breathe and start talking. And if I go back here, so all I'm doing is moving the playhead back and forth and hitting play so that I keep watching it and I make sure that I have as little dead air in between thoughts as I possibly can.
So there you have it.
So I could probably even tighten this up just a little bit more. What if I just did that much? And if I put my playhead back here,
graphics, then I will call this a win. So there you have it. I call this a win for being able to edit in Canva. Thanks, Canva.
and that is the end of my project. Right click, split page, delete. Okay, so now I've taken out all of the mistakes. Now I'm ready to do some fancier stuff. In here somewhere, I said if I could add lower thirds and on-screen graphics.
So we don't have big long pauses. If so, and if I can do some lower.
All right, so I'm going to right click because when I add the lower third, I want to make sure that it starts right when I want it to start. If I had not split the clip, it would have started it way back here, and I don't need it to be on screen for 15 or 20 seconds. I want it to pop up right when I want it to pop up. So I'm going to come over to Elements and see, do they have lower thirds? In fact, they do, and they have a lot. Now, I don't want these, so I'm going to get rid of the photos. What if I do video only? It's not really a lower third. This is what I want, these graphics. And some of them are already animated, like this one. I'm just kind of looking to see which ones grab my attention, which ones match my branding colors. Let's say it was this one. I want to use this one right here. I'm going to make that smaller. That's obviously way too big. I'm going to move it to the bottom left. This is where I personally like to have it be. It's already animated. Do I want it to just appear like that and go away, or do I want it to like pop in? So I'm going to play it and see how it looks.
I can do some lower thirds and a little bit of on-screen graphics, then I will call this a win.
So it wasn't bad that it just appeared and disappeared, but I don't love it either. So if I click on it and I right click, I can go to animate. And now these are all of the choices that I have up here. So I kind of like it when it pans in from the left, and it'll ask you, do you want to do it when it comes in? Do you want to do it when it goes out? Or do you want it to be both? I'm going to say both. And I also want it to go backwards on the way out. So I want it to pan in from the left when it arrives and then pan out from the right when it leaves, if that made sense. So I'm going to play it back just to see how it looks, and then we'll add the text that will go on top of it. Okay, that looks fine to me. So now I'm going to come over to text, and I am going to add my text. You can do something super fancy like one of these. Oh, let's see what that looks like. I don't think that's going to show up very well. I'm just going to hit the letter T on my keyboard, which just does plain old text. I'm going to drag it right down right here. I double click to highlight the entire thing. I type in my name, which is luckily very short, so I don't have to worry about making it fit. It's gonna fit just fine. I could do something like this. if I wanted to get fancier with a title, if I do that, then I need to, make my lower third wider so that it all fits on top of there. There, that looks good. But I have to animate the text as well. Otherwise, the lower third will be animated and pop in, but the text will not. So I'm going to hit animate. You can also just hit animate up here on the toolbar. I tend to just right click. It makes it a little bit faster. And I'm going to choose the same thing. Pan, both, reverse, and then all you have to do is click off of it. There's no save button. So if I want to rewind and see how that looks, hit play.
Lower thirds and a little bit of on-screen graphics.
I am totally okay with that. I think that sounds great. For the on-screen graphic, we can use B-roll. So we could do something like happy dance. And if I found somebody, what if I find a video? I chose photos, so that's not going to work. If I come over to video and I do happy dance, because I'm happy that I'm able to do what I wanted it to do. Yeah, that's fine with me. So because it did not fill the entire screen, I could, let me show you what I need to do first. If I drag it over here, it's going to be the entire duration of my video. Actually, did it replace my video? Let's see what just happened.
All this a win.
It did. So let me hit undo. I want it to be B-roll, but not remove my speaking. So I'm trying to see how big can I make it without replacing my audio.
Win. So there you have it. I call this a win for being able to edit in Canva. Thanks, Canva.
All right, now I don't need it to be that long. So you see up here, it's 9.5 seconds long. I'm going to make it much shorter. Let's see. Actually, I think I like that part better. Okay, and I'll hit done. So now if I come back here again and I hit play.
The win. So there you have it. I call this a win for being.
Oh, and now it's just looping. I don't want that. So where? So here's what I think I need to do. I think what I needed to do was split the clip first.
So there you have it. I call this a win for me.
So I'm going to split my clip right about there. And I'm going to come back here and add her like this. I am worried that if I make it completely full screen, that it replaces the original video and then I lose my audio. So I'm going to do this. And if I mess around with this, I might be able to figure out a better solution. But for right now, this is what I've come up with.
Win. So there you have it. I call this a win for me. So there you have it. I call this a win for me.
Okay, this is weird. I'm going to have to figure out how to clip this so that it does not loop. And I have not yet figured that out. So for the time being, let me see if I can just delete that. Okay, got it. Maybe instead of a video, I will go back to a photo because I don't want to take the time to research this right now. But let's see. That one looks good. So maybe I could do something like this as my on-screen graphic. It doesn't look very good, but there's got to be a better way. And I bet if I spent 5 minutes figuring it out, it would work just fine. The help menu is a beautiful thing. So I could do B-roll like that, or I could come over to Elements and I could say happy face and see what could I have pop up on the screen. Okay, what if I just did something like this? So there you have it. Actually, you know what would be good is like a check mark or thumbs up. Thumbs up. So there you have it. We have a winner. And I could choose this and I will make it a little bit smaller. And what if I go to audio and I type in Bing? Bing. No. Well, if you were to search online and you found one that said Bing and you uploaded it into Canva, you could use that as a sound effect so that when this popped up, it would have the little Bing sound effect as it shows up on screen. So there is what Canva can do. It is simple. It is pretty intuitive and user-friendly for the most part, and it is free, best of all. I love Canva so much because it is very easy to use and it's a great price point. If you want to see the other ways that I use Canva, you should watch this playlist next where I show you all of the ways that I use Canva in my real estate business.